outlines your fate. Know my soul. Let's light it up.
One with nature.
I'm going in.
Kamisato Abe. Suiyu.
Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. One with nature.
Adventure.
Once, there was a glorious
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Be still.
Rain outlines your fate. Time to act. Off we go.
Into the wind. Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Cascade.
Follow the wind. Into the wind.
Cascade.
Let's light it up!
Anything the knights can do.
Time to go. Time to go.
Ad Astra. Thank you for Ad Astra.
Huh? Wait.
You're that blonde traveler who's on a journey to all corners of Tevat, right?
Who's asking? Do you need something from us?
You bet I do. I was worried I wouldn't be able to find you. I have a letter for you, you see. It's from another Outlander. He was a crafty fellow, let me tell you. Took advantage of a loophole in our mailing system by opting for guaranteed delivery, then filling in the most obscure mailing address I've ever seen.
Well, we are always on the road, so yeah, it's pretty tough to get mail to us unless we happen to go to the post office on a whim. So, what address did that person give you anyway?
He just wrote, next to a small, white-haired talking fairy.
What? So the address is Paimon?
Yeah, exactly, right? And if I failed to deliver the letter, I'd have been bound by regulation to compensate him. Really, he got me good. I count myself very lucky that I ran into you here. Of course, here it is. All yours.
Come on! Paimon wants to have a look too! Kaya, huh? So he's here in Sumeru. Now that Paimon thinks about it, Crafty does describe him pretty well. From what he wrote in the letter, it looks like he didn't think there was much chance of it reaching us. Or maybe he's just being sneaky. Do you think he's making this sound like a miracle of fate so that we'd have to go meet up with him? Yeah, you're right. It's always nice to see old friends. The letter says that he hangs out at Jafar Tavern every afternoon. Perhaps we should drop in on him then, huh? Kaya should be at Jafar Tavern right now. Let's go see him.
I'll have something I haven't tried yet, boss.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid you've already tried every type of liquor we serve.
Oh? Well then, just the bill, please. That's just as well, I suppose. I do have other matters to attend to.
Kaya, you're really here! Paimon half thought you were playing some sort of prank on us.
Hey, Paimon, traveler. Looks like the gods smile upon me after all. And come now, I wouldn't joke about wanting to see my good friends.
Wait a second. You must be here on official business, right? What do you think you're doing spending every afternoon drinking at the tavern? You itching for a lecture from Jean?
Not at all. The acting Grand Master positively terrifies me. Why would I ever do anything that might displease her? The truth is, I'm in Sumeru to learn about the alcohol industry here. So despite how it might look, I'm actually at Jafar Tavern for strictly business purposes. Sumeru's spices are famous the world over, and it's long been rumored that this fine establishment was where a certain very popular spiced cocktail was invented. That's why the Knights sent me, their foremost expert in alcoholic beverages, to come and see if it is as good as the rumors say.
And how did that go?
So far, so good. I'm already in talks with some spice merchants in Port Ormos about some potential collaboration.
Yeah, that does sound like a great business opportunity. Guess Don Winery and Master D-Luke are gonna make a tidy sum from this one too, huh?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Whether this lucrative opportunity gets passed along to Don Winery or not depends on how nice I'm feeling.
Hey! Using your job to settle personal grievances isn't very knightly, Captain!
Oh? What makes you say that? Very sharp of you. I wouldn't say I'm familiar, though. I just came here on the sly once, when I was very young.
And? Do continue.
Do I have to? When I said we could talk about the old times, digging up my past wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Well, all right, since you're so interested. Like I said, I was very young then. Don Winery had only just taken me in. I overheard my adoptive father talk about sending a team of merchants to Sumeru during a business meeting. I'm sure you'll agree that everyone's curious about their roots on some level. And my roots? They're in Conria, which is said to have been located deep underground, somewhere near Sumeru. And so I stowed myself away amidst the cargo, and silently joined the merchant delegation on their trip to Sumeru. But it wasn't long before the merchant delegation received news that I'd gone missing. Their leader promptly found me, and before I knew it, my adoptive father was dragging me back home by the ear. It was a short-lived adventure. Sorry I don't have a more thrilling story for you. Honestly, not much. The only reason I knew that Conria was near Sumeru is because I happened to read that in a book when I was young. My life had less and less to do with Conria as I grew up, and so I started caring less as well. I used to believe that I had inherited some sort of duty from my father. But then I began to wonder. Maybe my father left me in the peaceful land of Mondstadt for no other reason than simply to give me a happier life. A happy life sounds good to me, of course, even if it means being cut off from certain things. This is obviously all speculation. Simply put, I'm afraid that I'm not particularly in the know on this topic. These days, my surname, Alberich, is probably the only link to Conria that I have left.
One death afternoon, please, boss. Tell me, what do you know about the significance of that name, Alberich?
Dainsleif?
Ah, you've decided to join us. I was wondering how long you planned on listening in. I believe I've seen you before in Mondstadt. Dainsleif, if I'm not mistaken.
So you remember me. Then we are already acquainted, Kaya Alberich, descendant of the Abyss Order's founder.
Huh?
What?
I take it that you weren't aware of this until now, Kaya. Or you wouldn't have been so forthcoming with your surname.
Oh my. That's quite a lot of baggage for a surname, isn't it? Though I must say, it does confirm an old suspicion of mine. I suppose that was why my father left me in Mondstadt after all.
I'm surprised that you take me at my word without the faintest hint of skepticism.
Well, perhaps what you told me just happens to answer some questions I carry in my memories. And in any case, I recognize your eyes. You're a pure-blood Conrian, aren't you?
Very clever. Forgive me for being direct, but I sincerely hope this new knowledge doesn't change anything. If you've already let go of your ties to the past, then keep it that way.
with the Abyss Order in any way, are you?
Hey, hold on now. This conversation has taken a rather sudden turn for the deadly serious. And I'm afraid that as someone from Mondstadt, I'm not accustomed to this sort of atmosphere. So what if I know my ancestry? Do I strike you as the type who would be bound by that kind of thing? Relax. I'll be just as delighted to hunt down the Abyss Order tomorrow as I have always been. Either way, looks like we're out of time. I've got a spice merchant to meet in a minute, so I'll leave the three of you to carry on the conversation without me.
Well, alright then. You go do your thing, Kaya.
See you around. And Dainsleif, no need to listen in from the sidelines next time we meet. Let me buy you a drink.
You don't really trust him, do you, Dane? You're both from Conria, but you get on like oil and water.
The fact is, I still do not know him well. It would be meaningless for me to jump to conclusions. But can a person truly be unaffected by their ancestry? This remains to be seen. Well, I suspect that they call your brother their prince, precisely because there is a succession of sorts.
Oh, so if he was the founder, he'd be the king, right?
I mean to investigate the Loom of Fate. Do you remember that name?
Yeah, the Abyss Order's evil plan! We learned about that back in Mondstadt.
Not new. Not exactly. My memories suffer from erosion. But while I was recovering my health recently, I suddenly remembered something. Your brother. He mentioned the Loom of Fate back when we traveled together. Apparently so. I was also quite surprised when these memories tallied up. I recall that we were traveling to Sumeru when the matter was brought up.
So, you're going to the place that he mentioned back then?
Correct. At that time, they must have been introduced in one way or another to this concept. If I recall correctly, we were somewhere in Avidya Forest then.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Maybe we'll discover some secret that's lain hidden for hundreds of years!
No. Now is not the time. No, it's just... I'm still waiting for my drink.
Seriously?
Did I adjust the shipping schedule?
Wait. This place, it's familiar.
What about it? It looks pretty normal to Paimon. Was it like this hundreds of years ago, too?
Yes. The forest has barely changed from how I remember it. There is very little human activity here after all. Let's search the area and see what we can find.
Is this a field? It must belong to whoever owns that house over there. But it looks like it's been abandoned for a long time. You could be forgiven for thinking nothing was ever grown here. Or, wait, maybe nothing ever was grown here. It's an extinguished bonfire. Forest rangers, perhaps? Looks like it's been ages since it was last lit. And clearly they put it out carefully to prevent a forest fire, too. That's responsible.
Nothing else stands out in this area. All that's left is that building. Come on.
Wait, we're just gonna go barging in? What if someone's home?
Unlikely. There are no signs of life in this area. We should be able to enter without incident.
If you say so. Well, you lead the way then, Dane. So there. Hey, look! It's a bull! Guess whoever used to live here liked to cook, huh?
Can't you smell it? There's a heavy scent of medicinal herbs in here.
Oh, so it's a medicine bull? Seems you're right. You've got a good nose on you, Dane. There's a box over here. Why don't we open it? And by we, Paimon means you. Paimon's just scared that whatever's inside might bite her fingertips off. Huh? This is a mirror. It's broken, too. Was this a makeup box? That's kinda disappointing. Paimon was hoping we'd uncover some super big secret, especially after Dane talked this place up. This bed looks pretty ordinary. Huh. There's nothing underneath it either. What sort of person would want to live here? It's so dark and damp. Can't be all that comfortable. Doesn't look like there's anything else worth our attention here. You sure we're in the right place, Dane?
My memories are quite foggy, but my subconscious and instincts both assert that something once happened here. But we'll exhaust ourselves if we search aimlessly. I hear noises outside. Let's go and check.
Noises? Is it...
It's not much. Just some minor adversaries.
Monsters? Wow, Dane's ears are sharp, just like his nose. He's in surprisingly good shape for a 500-year-old. Although for someone who's as full of surprises as Dane, it's hardly a big deal. Anyway, let's beat up these monsters!
Wind and cloud!
Into the wind!
I doubt that the appearance of those monsters was wholly random. There must be something nearby that attracted them. A ley line anomaly, perhaps. But it seems to be more than that. Okay. I'll go slightly further out to investigate any issues with the nearby ley lines. I might be a while. You should wait for me here.
What? You're going alone? You better not be trying to keep some secret from us.
Your suspicions are as banal as they are unwarranted. I merely think that this house should remain the focus of our investigation, and as such, someone ought to stay here and keep an eye on it. Not to mention that if even forest rangers are capable of investigating ley lines, I will be more than able to handle it alone.
Fair enough. Guess we'll just camp out here then. Good thing there's a fireplace over there. Let's make ourselves something to eat. All this running around has made Paimon real hungry. cooking is as good as ever. Even if there was no other reason, the food alone would be enough for Paimon to stick with you. Changing the subject, Dane's taking forever. He said that there might be an issue with the nearby ley lines. How bad do you think it could be? We came together, but now it's back to just being the two of us again. You know, now that Paimon mentions it, we really have spent lots and lots of time together, haven't we? So don't take this the wrong way or anything. Okay, fine. Paimon should have known you weren't gonna say anything nice. So, next question. Don't know if it's okay to ask this, but Paimon's curious. What was it like traveling with your brother? The stars? Wow. Yeah, Paimon understands. Being separated without even knowing the reason why, it's just terrible. But we'll find the truth together. Sure as Paimon's your guide. Just you wait, Heavenly Principles! And you too, Teyvat! You know what? We've talked too long about this sad stuff. Let's talk about something happy instead, 'cause if you're sad, Paimon will be too. All right. It's getting dark, so why don't you rest? Paimon will take first watch. Don't worry, no monster's gonna come and eat you up. Oh, come on! Don't say that! Paimon just wants to look after you for once. Nighty-night. Go on, chew.
Hey, time to wake up. The sun has risen. What a deep sleeper. You do know that we need to... Tear stains. You dreamed of your sibling last night, didn't you? All right. Rest here a bit longer then. I'll head into the forest to investigate.
Adventure time!
Halt! What do you think you're doing? This place is not whatever you think it is. Nor should you be poking your nose into my business. Be your travel companion.
You mean the one that was keeping watch by your side last night? Your companion departed for the What business is that of yours, hmm? All you need to know is that I claimed this place first, and what I do here is none of your concern. Do I make myself quite clear? Leave. Well, what are you waiting for? If you must, suit yourself. I've been observing you, and you don't look like a forest ranger, nor someone from the academia. Still, I'm warning you, no funny business. Promise me that, and you can... Okay, fine. Whatever. Just move aside. I'm heading in. You... Oh, go on then. Have it your way. I knew I wasn't going to be able to hide this anyway. Just come in. But no overreacting to anything you see in here, okay? You come on then. Mind your own business. And don't worry, he isn't aggressive. How could he be? He was too young for anything like that. So don't you lay a finger on him. Just find yourself a corner to rest if you're tired or cold. Huh? You know Conria? Who are you? Exactly. And how do you know I'm from Conria? Do you worship a god, traveler? Sounds like you've had an eventful life. All right, well, my name is Ida, and you are correct. I was once Conrian. I apologize for my earlier hostility, but you must understand, as far as I'm concerned, humans who do not worship the Seven are nigh extinct. And all who place faith in the gods are my enemies. That may be. But the fact is that chances to talk to people like yourself have been few and far between since the cataclysm. This wretched curse of immortality. Who knows how long I must continue to suffer like this? The curse. It was a little gift given to the people of Conria by those vile gods. We lost our home, our loved ones, everything. The agony of the cataclysm itself was already too much to bear, but then came the curse, robbing us any chance of release. All we can do is watch helplessly as our souls erode and our bodies decay. Because although Conria began with a single bloodline, it was a home to others too. Any who forsook their gods and came to Conria were welcomed as our fellow citizens. When the cataclysm came, we pure-blood Conrians were declared the greater sinners. Upon us the gods placed the curse of immortality. But those whose ancestry belonged to the domains of other gods were punished with the curse of the wilderness as they fled. Turning, he is Caribert, my illegitimate son. How times have changed. I can say that out loud with no consequence now, but it was once a matter of unspeakable shame. I was a noble of Conria. I resented the life that my family had arranged for me. Then, one day, I met a beautiful woman amongst the people. Her roots were in Mondstadt, but that mattered not to me. It was love at first sight. Caribert faced great hardship from the very moment of his birth, all due to my selfish desires, and I was never able to be there by his side for any of it. After all that, he turned into a hilichurl right before my very eyes. I always owed him much, and now at least I can finally be close to him. She was. We were separated. I do not wish to dwell on it. It could be worse. I suffer the pain of loss because I once had everything I could wish for. And now that I have lost almost everything, the little that remains I see with new clarity. If nothing else, at least I still have Caribert. Yes, that reminds me. I only returned here to check on Caribert, but I do have other things I wish to do. You may come with me, if you're so inclined. Over here. I'm sure you're wondering why I brought Caribert here to Sumeru. Well, it's because he needs a medicine that can only be made here. One which will help him to recover his clarity of mind. I do not hope to break the curse. I am well aware of my powerlessness against the punishment of the gods. But it is said that this medicine is imbued with the power of Sumeru's god of wisdom and can awaken the mind from a state of deep stupor. It has been used in the past to treat cases of mania. I believe that it might just work. I read about it in a book. From the Royal Library of Conria. It was banned. In my youth, I disliked the life of nobility and craved excitement. What? The gods have already punished us. What does one... Never mind. As long as you understand. I'm sorry. I struggle to take... As it happens, my hands don't have the dexterity they once did. I fear they may be decaying from within. All thanks to this curse of immortality. Okay. To start... Also, do you have any, of Sumeru's regional specialties on hand? I believe they're called Kalpalata lotuses and Sumeru roses. Oh, wonderful! Oh, in that, this is the method for
One with nature. Time to go.
Is it done? Oh, splendid! Let me see! In all honesty, I do not know what the end product is supposed to look like. Well, the moment has finally arrived. No! I said before that this medicine relies, which means we must pay a visit to a statue of the Seven. Let's go. Look at this statue. How can I bow before this thing? God of wisdom! Look at me! I will utter no prayer, nor will I sing your praises. You and your kind destroyed my home, wrought unfathomable suffering on my compatriots, yet here I stand before you. You cannot mock me more than fate itself already has. God of wisdom, I seek not to disavow myself of the sinful blood that flows through my veins. I wish only to beseech you to have pity upon a young and unfortunate soul, my son, Caribert. He was turned into a monster before he had the chance to witness anything beautiful in this world. This is no fate for a child. If everything the gods have done, then I bow to you now. All I ask is for a tiny miracle. Please, God. I have made quite enough of a fool of myself.
Time to go.
Caribert? Well, we've prepared. Caribert, it's me, It's your father, Caribert. Caribert. I'm sorry I couldn't be at your side when you were born. But I'm here now. Are you still angry with... I know you're awake now, do you? I'm so sorry, Caribert. Forgive me. Please. Please. Oh, gods above! What? You took everything from here! I'd give you my very life if only... I knew it. The gods of this world have never stood with humanity, not even for a moment. Other reasons. What do you mean? Huh? You really think so? Give up? No. Even if I must stay here with him for... Let's go. The most crucial ingredient in this medicine is the... I grow them. The details don't matter, right? There is a waterfall near the statue I prayed at. I'll be here, watching Caribert. Once you're back... Good. Then...
Follow the wind. Time to go.
Ah, you're back. Coribert's condition is stable. By which I mean he... Anyway... I need you to stand guard here for a while. Whatever you do, don't... Ah, good. Be still.
Rain outlines your fate.
Cascade. What happened? Was it monsters? Oh, thank goodness you were here. I couldn't... Oh, yes, I've got the fertilizer. The effects can... Next, we pick the mushrooms and repeat the same steps as before to make another dose. Oh, sorry. I have been so very wary for many years. If only I could fall asleep here. I do indeed. That's why it was just a fleeting thought. We're here. Let's begin. Wait a moment. Hey, what was that? Coribert? Oh no, he must have left while we... Come on! That's not... Right. Coribert's scarf was a gift I once gave. My eyes must be going. How could I not yes. It doesn't... Yes. Did it go in here? Well... What a ghastly place. Has it always existed? I swear I've never noticed it before. Huh. It looks like I've never seen anything like... Oh, the...
Is this a teleportation device?
Into the wind! Here, time to go.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
One with nature.
Let's light it up!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! The wind knows me. Time to go. Into the wind. Time to go.
How did I get on the ceiling? Did the room turn upside down, or gravity itself?
Time to go.
It seems like I need to find a place to insert the rune.
Time to go.
Halt, humans! Fate has not granted you the right to enter this place. Do you insist on an audience? Very well. Then I grant you the trial.
I'm going in! Rain Cutter, know my sword! Rain outlines your...
Be still.
One with nature.
Let's light it up!
Desolation!
Everybody stand back!
As one with wind and cloud.
The depths beckon.
Let me weave you a verse.
Let the frost bite!
Into the wind.
Let's light it up!
The wind knows me.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Who was that? He was a perfect being. He had the most wondrous aura, and yet you were able to defeat him. Oh, your strength is greater than I had imagined. Let's continue on. I find myself... I think we've made it to the end.
Oh, dear creature. Why do you bow down? Oh, dear creature. Why do you bow down? For I am... You are like a flower, born in sin. You need no longer hold back your resentment. Go forth. Become a transcendent one. Rise, and I shall shed a tear at the end of time.
What? When I saw that thing, my heart was instantly at... I feel good. Oh, Cory Bear! Oh, thank goodness! He's still okay! I have a strange feeling that what just happened, for this to happen, right at... You say that I bowed before that thing, so perhaps I have to try, no matter what. Cory Bear! Oh! You see? It worked!
Where's Mama?
Mama is, Cory Bear.
Of course.
How do you...
Yes. It feels like I just woke up. My body! What, Papa?
Don't panic, son. It's just... There's no more Conry here. In this world, you have to be a little...
Am I...
No, of course not. Look, Cory Bear, you still have Mama's scarf. Yes, really. You... Oh! Never take off your mask. Understand? Whatever...
Okay, Papa.
Not since that day have I been so... I knew that placing my hope in the Seven was a waste. Once a murderer, always a murderer. But the god we saw in that cave... Oh, now, that wondrous power, it was... true. Now then, after piety is hardly my area of expertise, a sinner... Oh, don't be absurd. You and I have both witnessed his divine power. When has the... No matter. Believe what you will. I am going to pay my respects with or without you.
Let's light it up! Into the wind!
Be still.
One with nature!
Impossible! What happened? The Hilichurl worshippers have disappeared too? Was it all an illusion? That's true. Yes, it can't have been. It was neither illusion nor coincidence, and let's go, traveler. There is surely a reason for its disappearance, and I do believe that someday in the future, we shall... Could he really have been a sinner and not a god? Kari Bear? Where has he gone? Oh, no, no, no. Maybe someone else came by and found him? No, it can't have been that. There's no sign of a break-in and no sign of anyone having been... This does not bode well. What if he's spotted by a forest ranger or... Wait a minute. This isn't how we left it. Oh, no. The mirror! It's broken! He must have taken his mask off and seen what he... If he'd just done as he was told! We have to find him. It's his scarf. He looks like we're going the right way. Come on. Cory Bear! Cory Bear! Where are you? Curses! Forest Rangers.
Hey! Who are you? We haven't seen you around here before. What's your business here?
Have you seen a, hilly...
I asked you first.
I said, have you...
Hey, whoa! There are hilly churls everywhere. What's the big deal?
Exactly. Matter of fact, we just took out a few of them back.
You... Forest Ranger scum! You're
raving.
Curse you all, Forest Rangers.
I don't get it. Why make such a huge fuss over a few...
He'd only just regained his... So tell me, Forest Rangers.
Jeez. You're really not gonna... I was frightened at first, but it didn't seem to have any interest in me at all. It was just bumbling along and...
Yeah.
Wait, you're leaving? Not even a thanks for the...
Cory Bear! Cory Bear, stop! Whatever you saw, I told you. Cory Bear? How could this happen? Come! Cory Bear, we have to go home now.
Papa?
Cory Bear,
Papa, I can't take it.
please, Cory Bear. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. If only I'd known.
It's all too much. Papa?
Finally, it all... Ah, Traveler. You're... Wait, no. Why am I still calling you Traveler? Oh, of course you haven't. With your status, you can hardly be expected. In any case, I've been using a fake. My real name is Clotar. Clotar Alberich. You saw it too, didn't you? Unmistakable, eh? The power inside Cory Bear. Yeah, I am positive now. Oh, at long last. That is no business of yours. A sinner. Yes, Cory Bear did not deserve his fate, but now... It's wonderful. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the loom of fate. Huh? Sinister. Oh, I never imagined that you... We once believed that you would bring to us. You were the... And the one who controls the abyss can control... We yearned for that. But what did you bring us instead? Oh, Prince.
What did he just call me?
Traveler! Hey, Traveler! Traveler!
you're awake! Paimon was worried sick!
What happened while you were unconscious? I checked the ley lines nearby. It appears that the abyss information and memories flow within the ley lines. What did you witness? You mean Clotar Alberich? After founding the Abyss Order, his faith in the Abyss led him to do a... But the curse of immortality continued to torment his body and mind. And after 100 years, he lost his mind, yet his dark legacy lived on. The defiled statue that we encountered previously was just one perverse product of his use of abyssal power during his life. You could say that. He wouldn't be the Abyss Order's prince otherwise.
Are you alright? You have a trouble
So you saw his memories from centuries ago through your own eyes. It all but defies belief. Still, as I'd suspected, the notion of the Loom of Fate did indeed rear its head during that time. And it seems closely connected to Clotar Alberich's son, Caribert, and what happened to him. And yet your brother never breathed a word of this incident to me. I wonder, was that the moment that he decided to go down this path? Indeed. Clearly, this series of events sparked a long period of deep contemplation. What is it?
The field? What is that?
You mean here?
You scared the Duke out of Paimon! Did you rebury them yet?
A male and female skeleton, buried together. Interestingly, the male skeleton appears to have been interred much later, and it's holding a silk scarf in its hand. But what does this mean? And how did you know that there were bodies buried here? What? That's impossible. Unless Clotar Alberich finally found a way to rid himself of the curse. This all raises far too many questions. I need time to think. And to search my... We should part ways here.
Huh? You're just gonna leave?
It's better that we split up for now. I think that he might have seen you.
Who's he?
Yes. I have my suspicions as to his identity. But if the time is right, I will tell you when we next meet.
But what do you mean that he saw the Traveler? How is that possible?
I fear that while these things would limit anyone else...
What? Why? What?
All right, let's leave it there. Get some...
There goes Dane. What is it? Huh?
I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was. Ah.
sure. What else did we put on our shopping list? Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon,
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
Huh, so you two are still hanging out together.
I said I was going to resign from being her boss. The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous.
I told Dia to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it... Oh.
That sounds like something they would say. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I would...
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dia.
You know...
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes!
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the... There are so many places
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just...
All right, fine. To be perfectly honest, ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, have you been delaying our trip because you've run into...
Nah, are you kidding?
Did you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie, but if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
Oh, looks like...
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though.
My lady. All right, I'll share what I know. Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a my brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member... However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of Mora. The most
Deshret's relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the divine knowledge?
Deshret's relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it in... Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusei.
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary...
That's beyond terrible. They won't...
I don't know how Deshret's relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakana... If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade... I just wish I knew what's driven...
Yeah. How can your...
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the...
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would... He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Of course, the other brigade members were just...
Sounds like a...
What about your mother?
Unfortunately, I never... It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, the problem was that he had terrible taste. There were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting, maybe. He seemed to think those stories, even the toys he gave, it was only much later.
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish. That until I grew up and learned the true fate. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies, did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
I see. But isn't this...
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to...
Well, now you get why.
What should we do? They both have valid...
Huh? But there's no need...
Well, she's super tough, so if she went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem would be solved in no time.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more... I'll wait for news from you in the city until then.
I'm honored. All right, then let's get moving. Our first...
Hey, Dia, you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Likewise. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, they even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, a portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and
That's terrible!
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so... A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade, rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora.
Wait,
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attack... Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as to Khan Al...
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover...
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about...
What he said. Besides, Dia...
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan al-Akmar, I took a look at the last... Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was no...
Isham and Khal...
We rushed over as soon as we saw you. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from her. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon?
Oh,
Of course! Paimon...
Oh. In that case...
Don't worry about her, even if she had only...
Oh, one other thing. We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see... The deputy put a lot of effort into the event.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor.
Gotta admit, now if only the
The awkward silence...
Hey, didn't... Huh?
I don't...
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment.
All right.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here.
Are they... always...
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to... If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. Hey, knucklehead...
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regard.
Will do. You...
This should be the place. Let's find a spot. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another.
No need to worry.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react.
That's close enough.
Rain cutter.
Fuck you today.
Rain outlines your... Everybody stand back!
You're the Flame Mane.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little...
You know the code of being a mercenary, just like everyone.
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much you're...
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds!
I'll save you the trouble.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed.
What? Why would...
I just wanted to test his mettle. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain.
Well, he's out cold for now.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again. There are lots of goods around.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant Yep, I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and this caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the loot. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything, perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off sell. Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of... Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazaman Homayani?
Homayani? You mean Dunyarzad,
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Just what the heck is going on here? I'm sorry, you're right. But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani...
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't...
That's a possibility. But if that was the case, why is this They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Yeah, funding violence and looting.
But why would he do...
I've been to their estate many times, and the only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elis, but that's still just a speculation. I don't think the master would stoop so low to make Mora. You're probably right. I know my lady's person.
But what should we do now?
If you ask me, I'm not worried. It's too early to make... Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if we're lucky. we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper...
Dia, are you sure this...
I've considered that possibility. But even still, she showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the top. That's not how I deal with...
You're right. Paimon wants to...
Yeah. We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected.
Actually, we're still investigating.
I see. The clues you...
Something like that.
You all look a little dispirited. Why don't you discuss it with me?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being...
So something is wrong. Even on any other day, Paimon would have already...
My lady, please prepare yourself.
The Master, okay? My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to... I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story, and just stumbled into the deal.
I can't help but agree.
Huh?
Thank you for sharing all this information. Since you've told me everything you know, in the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the core of
about that. Well, the Homayani's later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen. He offered me a pile of mold.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question.
Maybe the core of 30 just didn't have anyone of it. I think I get what you're saying. You think...
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems... If my father had always been in contact with Dakan al-Akmar...
You mean... to go all of...
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a lot.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that you're...
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
Sorry we put all this...
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually, regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent...
But is that... My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming. However, the Homayani family is... If we decide to investigate this further, we...
Dia...
It's all right, Dia. If anyone were to ask...
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted...
Hey! It's still too early to give up hope! What was the thing about friendship again? Right, yeah, trust! Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the...
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. In which case, my lady...
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to get...
you...
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two.
Yes, my daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction...
So, that's what you found?
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an...
Well, it's a long and difficult. What I do know, though, Dia, is that the truth will...
Wait.
Yes. I understand perfectly why you came to see me, but knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, your father Kusela and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek. The facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand. Blow. If you must proceed, then Kusela's...
His heartfelt. I've made it this far in life without a single... I have my own ideals. I came here today to support you.
I understand. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. Those Eremites were Kusela's. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was...
Really?
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that to repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our...
So, that...
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been
So, what happened to him? He was...
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that... At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout, but he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the blaze.
So he was the one.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's... He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dia could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then...
And that's why you offered her such...
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that... And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing. Kusela saved my daughter and I all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dia's fees. I refused. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. The letter contained a request to help him by...
Wait! Isn't that around the time...
That's right. When I started to hear some... But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to... That thought occurred to me as well. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support, in the end, it probably was the wrong decision.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just... If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then...
Oh no.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head... I don't know, but
I'll do my best to help. Of course, I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside, however, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dakan al-Akhmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool...
Understood. Thank you.
I'll stay and be with my father here. My father has indeed done... I feel like...
Yes. It's time to...
Everything's in place in it.
Huh? Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh! Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private. This place should do. All right. Back to my...
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out.
So what's in it?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time. I waited an opportunity to...
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Dakan al-Akhmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of more from my last run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can...
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right, sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some nice words for me later. They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure. And then you can forget about any nice words from us.
Hey, come on.
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap?
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take...
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't... Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Tia, why are you here?
Adorn my nights, one with nature.
Be still.
Haven't you all done enough?
So you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, teamwork is trick.
Into the wind.
Oh, she's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and just bring Kusela to me. Did you understand a single word I just...
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for... Dia. The boss, he died. A long time ago.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics...
Let me start from the beginning.
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority.
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own were, regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral that's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. But you, Dia, you were never...
I never even...
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's Relics who didn't.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister... Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dude, but in the end, he was just an ordinary person. He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk with...
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't...
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a... When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his...
So, even the blazing...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten again. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said that his words made no sense to me. But that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks, but from the other brigades as well. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless...
From that point on, the sole purpose of the big fire that boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very... There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled, but we won't let any of them escape our wrath.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going, we need it. All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use that to get supplies. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, many people were willing to... We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now...
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. We do not deserve the freedom that the boss won for us with his life. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. We used to always laugh at him for it. But as for me, I never considered myself a hero. We're all the lowest of the low. We have no... But maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. I'm sorry, Dia. I know you always found us insufferable ever since...
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dia?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. All I know is that Deshret's relics must be... Furthermore, I want to go see the place for my... I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
Yeah. Paimon feels like we'd only...
Thank you.
I bet, boss.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained, we can't have...
He can think whatever he wants. But the fact is, I owe...
Is this the entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble. Wow. Paimon didn't expect...
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how...
Who cares? We'll round...
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot...
Yeah. We'll know what their... Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before.
Yeah. They don't stand it.
Illusion ship!
Happy to oblige.
You are not welcome here.
One with nature, as one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Following orders.
On to oblivion!
Need. Need.
I see everything.
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. Into the wind.
Inazuma shines eternal!
I'll be back. This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any...
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this...
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Let's go! We can't let the ball...
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner...
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being...
Okay, let's...
Shine, duck!
Grow! Rest and rebuild!
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little.
Into the wind.
Gloves off! Illusion shattered!
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. One with nature.
Now you shall perish!
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it, but as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
Don't waste your breath. You have
Run. I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even now, the greatest should...
So you want to go out and...
Let us draw our weapons! They are but two. Wave 1! Charge! Eliminate them!
Rebuild!
Clouds high, the birds call into the wind.
There is no escape.
Don't think that you want it. You're just getting started. You are King Deshret will not abandon any one of its followers.
Make yourself a room!
One with nature now. Fallen leaves, adorn my nights into the wind.
Brothers! This is where we'll prove our faith.
You all just wanna die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive!
The commander has finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us! This place is like a gladiator's ring!
Yes! Keep fighting!
When the next wave comes, try to draw. I'm going to see if I can take out that high
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Michel! Ugh. Apologies, Lord Michel. They just... So...
Time to pay for everything you...
I will be buried in the sand, alongside...
Hey, wait!
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride...
Hey, dear! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Let's go.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela? Why would...
This is your last chance.
Hey, I said I don't know. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourself?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others. Where's the records room?
It's right over there. All the files are...
I mean the old records room.
The old records room? Kusela. Watch your mouth. That's our... He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as... But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten... He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't... And after that...
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us tell me, where...
It's just over there. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever... Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the... If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must... I'm sorry.
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dia's father used.
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more.
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh? thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dia has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dia, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dia, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad. What's this?
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to hey, this way you get some. Anyway, the point is that Dunyarzad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Aw, thanks, you two. Honestly, my chest was filled with all, but when everything came to an end, it was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. But perhaps to us, it's the most worthless thing of all. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made any. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. Despite all my promises about never forgiving him, we're hypocrites. All of us. Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity.
You're back! Are all of you all right?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just... Huh?
Paimon will explain.
I'm sorry. I really...
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well.
Dia, your pain must...
Hey, don't worry about me. My father probably... That thought has even crossed my... However, there was always something deep within my mind that... But now that I can...
I understand how...
That doesn't mean I... It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father. And even if the ending of the story may be
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new... Why don't we go for a change of scene?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along, too.
I can't thank you enough for...
Oh, this rug here is quite something.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who... Wait, are you here?
What are you talking about? Do I look like... Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Akh, but when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still...
Ah, so you probably...
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, one of the injured members gave this box to me and told me that it contained some of the old man's last possessions. Everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for.
So this box contains everything that
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any more. But let's see what's this? It's just a bunch of junk.
Perhaps?
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The papers, it was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use.
That probably means this.
And here are a few bags of children's snacks.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan. Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wooden toy puppet, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? Why are these I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. 2 empty liquor bottles.
Huh? There's something in the...
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't... I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing to Dia. It's all right. I'll just read it out.
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess if you're reading this letter, then I suppose you were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute.
Can you believe this?
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that I was never your father to begin with.
Wait, what?
Surely, he must be joking, right?
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day and discovered a baby in the sands. It was you. You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, you would have been buried forever. But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like he's serious.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle. Anyway, Dia, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child. I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me. I just have one wish. To tell them a story. That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold. And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
If you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you.
I'll help too.
Thank you. My life has certainly had its twists and turns, because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.